Hello, my name is Cade Freese, and I'm here to talk about why gun control is unsafe and unconstitutional. People who believe in gun control are a piece of our society that greatly needs critiqued. The Second Amendment, which many people believe is the foundation of our Constitution and keeps the rest of the Constitution safe, clearly states that well-regulated militia being necessary for the safety of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms. Basically what that means is that the people of America have the right to keep and bear firearms to keep themselves safe, to hunt, keep themselves safe from criminals, and keep themselves safe from the government. So making guns illegal would be unconstitutional to the highest extent because the Second Amendment clearly states that we have the right to bear arms, and the government cannot take away that right. So if the government were to somehow amend the Constitution and get rid of the right to bear arms, what would the American people have to defend themselves from the government? I mean, one of the first things that many dictators throughout history, like Adolf Hitler, Joseph Stalin, and Kim Jong-un have done, their first step was to disarm the people so they could go in and do whatever they wanted and the people wouldn't be able to fight back. Is that really something that we want in our society, in our country? Is to not have the ability to fight back against an oppressive government if our government were to become oppressive? So one argument that people who are pro-gun control make is, well, if we make guns legal, then criminals won't be able to get their hands on them. Well, drugs are illegal, and drugs play a huge part in our society today. It's a huge problem in our society, and just because they're made illegal doesn't mean that criminals won't be able to get their hands on them. If guns are made illegal, it will actually help. It would help the criminals and hurt the law-abiding citizens, because if the criminals don't give up their guns, and the law-abiding citizens do, then the law-abiding citizens don't have anything to protect themselves against the criminals. So that's kind of a huge loophole in this whole gun control thing, is that if we make guns illegal, then the law-abiding citizens won't have anything to use to protect themselves. One great example of how gun control is unsafe to the law-abiding citizens is the city of Chicago. The city of Chicago has a full ban on all assault weapons, yet is still the most dangerous city in the United States. Also, most mass shootings occur in areas where guns are not allowed, like schools and malls and movie theaters. Like examples are Columbine and the Virginia Tech shooting and the Aurora shooting and the Omaha Mall shooting and the Salt Lake City Mall shooting. All of those were gun-free areas. So the criminals went in and shot everyone, and there was no one there to stop them. So now if the government wants to have public areas be gun-free zones, then one big proposition that I would have personally is to place armed veterans in all these places. Now, these veterans would be trained through the military, and ultimately it would kill two birds with one stone, because you'd be keeping the people safe and you'd be employing veterans, which this would give the veterans a job to come home to after they're done serving. Like homeless veterans, you see them everywhere, and having unemployed veterans is a huge problem in our society, and this is one thing that can solve that. So those are some of the reasons why I believe that people who are pro-gun control need to be critiqued, and how our society needs to be critiqued on the topic of gun control. I personally believe it is very unsafe, and it's a fact that it is very unconstitutional. So those are just a few of my points. Thank you for watching.